All right, guys, that's what we were expecting for the spot Bitcoin ETFs to happen, but this is more along the lines of what we got. All right, big boy Bitcoin trying to catch some airtime. Bitcoin went up to $49,000, 618 retracement. We talked about this, guys. This was the zone to watch for. So there's fundamental and technical. The fundamental is ETF. This time it's different. Everyone's getting excited, but the technical shows that Bitcoin is going to be coming down. And so what will that do for altcoins? What will that do for XRP, for Ethereum, for Solana, for Cardano, Avalanche, Shiba Inu, Dogecoin? Any altcoin that you're holding right now, you're going to want to watch this video. I'm going to talk about what's happening with Bitcoin. I'm going to talk about what Larry Fink has to say. I'm also going to share with you guys some critical details about the markets that you need to know and what Vanguard is doing and the hidden ties to Ripple's XRP and what's happening with the lawsuit as well. So you guys are going to love this video. Let's dive right in. Comment 777 if you're feeling blessed, if you're feeling bullish, if you're going to become the first millionaire in your family tree, take the putter, grab the like button, tap it in, give it a tippity taparoo. You know who we're doing it for. We're doing it for grandma so we can beat the SEC and buy her house back with XRP. Let's run it. All right, bull runners, welcome back to the channel. So looking at Bitcoin right now, sitting at $43,000. We see this upward trending support right here. This is the next stop for Bitcoin. So roughly around $42,500. If we see a bounce from Bitcoin from this level and a rally up, I would expect the altcoins to rally with Bitcoin because over the past 24 hours, we've seen altcoins bleed out with Bitcoin. Bitcoin's down 6%, Solana's down 5%. Ethereum is actually doing pretty decent. It's up 15%, and I'll explain why with the Ethereum ETF coming in this video. XRP's down 4%. Basically, the whole altcoin market is down. So if Bitcoin sees a recovery rally in the short term off of the upward trending support, the altcoins would rally. But I do have a warning for you guys because as I talked about in previous videos, on the relative strength index, we can see lower highs being formed. You guys can see the high right here, upwards of 86 on the RSI back in October when Bitcoin was around $35,000. And then Bitcoin rallied up to $38,000. We see another lower high on the RSI. Bitcoin rallied all the way up to $45,000, another lower high on the RSI. And then for the peak, at this wick for 49,000, a 618 retracement, the RSI was at 66 right now. So we see this descending resistance. If Bitcoin rallies back up, I would expect us to potentially get rejected from this downward trending resistance for Bitcoin and for us to put in a lower high and for Bitcoin's high for this rally to be done with. And then I would expect the momentum to shift over to the bears and for us to break, potentially form a head and shoulders pattern, rally up to back test it as resistance, the support, then come down to $37,000, $38,000 within this range and consolidate here. And I'll talk about how this will affect the altcoin markets over the next few minutes. So pay close attention, guys. This is critical for Bitcoin. Is Bitcoin dead? Absolutely not. But in the short term, the technicals are showing that the rally is over. And so, Rand posted this on Twitter saying the Bitcoin ETF first day was terribly unsuccessful. Most people are reporting that $4.5 billion was traded. They're not analyzing the data. If you look at the numbers, you'll notice that the total trade was $4.6 billion. GBTC was 50% of that with $2.3 billion, and the GBTC numbers were majority of sales and outflows due to the higher fees and the old Bitcoin being locked up. Therefore, the real numbers were close to approximately zero new inflows. And so sell the news event is taking, even with a short temporary pump, it's a fact that the majority of this ETF news was priced in. And the reason why is because it was front run where the institutions got in before. They were buying Bitcoin up all through 2023. That's why we saw the rally. And so now we see that happening with Ethereum. And I want to talk about what would be the next ETF coming. Now, BitPain posted this saying, if I have to pay a boomer 10x for what he paid for his house, he can pay me 1000x for what I paid for my Bitcoin. Now, you should put the hashtag altcoins here because altcoins are going to outperform Bitcoin. Personally, I sold literally all of my Bitcoin right around this stage right here. Sure, I could have waited until, the ETFs and stuff, but, I sold my Bitcoin, I hedged into altcoins, and I'm up way more than I ever would have made on Bitcoin. Back in 2017, guys, made way more on altcoins like Cardano, XRP, VeChain, Ethereum, and the top altcoin projects than I ever made on Bitcoin. I would trade my Bitcoin, made like 40 grand in a week when I was pretty new to crypto, because I got into crypto 2016, 2017. So anyone with common sense would know that it's smarter to be in the right projects earlier before they're already in the hundreds of billions of dollars of market cap. You want to spot the projects that are lower market cap that have a higher upside than Bitcoin, because Bitcoin will do well, but you're not going to create generational wealth, and that's obvious. Listen to what Kevin O'Leary has to say.
If you're a purist and you're just holding Bitcoin for the long term as a digital gold, as I am, I would never buy an ETF. Why would I pay these fees? It's completely unnecessary and they add no value to me. The great news is, in this event, is it shows a march forward on regulation towards cryptocurrencies. In addition, I would hope this re-energizes Congress to look at digital payment systems like tokens around USDC, for example, which is based on the US dollar as a payment system. That has been out there. The Stablecoin Act has been kind of delayed, but now we have this momentous occasion, which is great, but we're way early. We're in the first inning. And regarding 11 of these ETFs, not a chance they all survive. You should be watching AUM, assets under management. Maybe 2 or 3 will win. I would bet that behemoths like Fidelity and BlackRock end up on top because they have massive sales forces. But if institutions don't care about this, they don't care because they would never buy an ETF. They'd never pay the fees. The great news is that it's a signal to them, and particularly sovereign wealth, which I deal with. They like this development. This is a good thing for them to eventually get into crypto, that the SEC has finally approved this. Does that allow you, as the Norway pension or the Abu Dhabi or the Dubai fund that has never held it, to put on 0.5% or 1 or 1.5% weighting, which would be a tremendous boom to what the price appreciation could look like over the next 2 years?
And so the key here is over the next 2 years, buying an ETF, I agree with him. It makes absolutely no sense. Why would you pay the fee when you can buy it yourself and have self-custody of it, and you own your Bitcoin in a ledger? If you even wanted to own Bitcoin right now, I wouldn't buy any Bitcoin right now. But this is why. Look at what's next. They're already front-running Ethereum.
I see value in having an Ethereum ETF. As I said, these are just stepping stones towards tokenization. And I really do believe this is where we're going to be going. We have the technology to tokenize today. If you want to think about this, if you had a tokenized security and you have a tokenized identity, you, Andrew, the moment you buy or sell an instrument, it is known. It's on a general ledger that is all created together. You want to talk about issues around money laundering and all that. This eliminates all corruption by having a tokenized system.
Jamie Dimon disagrees with you on that.
Yeah, Jamie Dimon disagrees because Jamie Dimon doesn't make that much money if all of his shareholders are selling Chase Bank. So the reason why Bitcoin is dumping after the historical spot ETF, there's a strong speculation leading toward the ETF approval. And so the hype is what drove the price action. Now that it's approved, people don't have anything to speculate on anymore. So people were buying the rumors, and many expected it to pump towards 55K after approval. I don't know why the price target of 55K other than the top of the dead cat bounce, but the 618 retracement was the key to watch for, which was $48,500, and it wicked just barely above that at 49K. So Bitcoin pumped from 15,400 guys to 49K with FOMO elements of the ETF. So the correction was naturally due, and this might be the sell the news event for many who bought Bitcoin below 20K as they take their profits. And money now is moving from Bitcoin to Ethereum. People are selling Bitcoin, buying Ethereum because they know the Ethereum spot ETF is on the way. So it's going to be the same exact thing that happened for Bitcoin, but for ETH. And so the positives that people are missing, is there was a lot of clarity now around Bitcoin. The ETF is out. This is going to be great long term. And so Bitcoin is available for the Wall Street guys. So over time, trillions of dollars will flow into the market. Bitcoin is going to be one of the better performing assets compared to other traditional things like gold or real estate or stocks or bonds or whatever you're buying over the next few years by 2025, because the Bitcoin ETF puts trust in crypto. But there will be liquidations that take place. Look at the liquidation heat map. Over $2.9 billion of leverage is all the way down here at 33,000, almost $34,000. The liquidation level is $32,000 to $31,000. So this is the level that we're watching all the way down here. If Bitcoin breaks to the downside and comes down to $38,000, I don't expect us to do something like this. What I would expect to happen is to consolidate down here and then see another drop all the way down to 31 to 32K. If we're coming down to 38K, I'm expecting us to come down to 30 to 32K, potentially maybe a little bit above it and just wick down here. I would expect it to be bought up quick though, and to be a V-shaped recovery and then to consolidate like this and to work our way through here 2024 towards the end of 2024 after Bitcoin's halving. So I would expect it to be a V-shaped recovery because there's clarity now with the ETFs. Massive institutional money would want to shake out a lot of retail and do something like this. So this would be some type of liquidation event. As you guys can see, if we wick all the way down to 31, 32K, it would wipe off the majority of the leverage off the table. Institutions come in, they give their insider buddies the best deal at 31, 32K, and then we start going. So if you're looking to accumulate Bitcoin, the best price point to buy Bitcoin would be 31 to 33K, roughly right around there. Now, again, don't buy Bitcoin, don't sell Bitcoin just because I'm talking about it in this video. Obviously, do your own research. I'm bringing you the news so you can make your own educated, informed, degenerate decision here. But Vanguard is blocking clients from buying the Bitcoin ETF. Why? Why is that? Could Vanguard be all in with Ripple? What are the ties with Ripple through HSBC, PNC, Santander, CME, MoneyGram? And nobody's talking about this, guys. People think XRP is dead. Well, Vanguard is a major shareholder in the media, oil, banks, financial institutions, distribution platforms, etc. And many are Ripple net customers. Vanguard controls a large portion of the global flow of money. Vanguard holds Ripple. W3C holds ILP. W3C's main partners are Ripple customers. These companies have a majority shareholder in Vanguard. Vanguard controls W3C and therefore ILP. And the event to come with discussion between Ripple and Vanguard is going to be happening. Now, just so we're clear, Vanguard is delisting a legitimate Bitcoin ETF because it doesn't fit their investment philosophy. That's what they said. But they're fine with offering VWOB, which is bonds from China, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and other nations with extensive human rights violations and terrorist financing. So as a platform, they're letting users choose if that investment is right for them. But now they're taking some weird moral high ground to overrule user sovereignty and be some prescriptive parent. So he's saying if you want to be some purist ETF platform, that's fine, but be consistent. Drop the debt, human right violation debt, or get dropped. And so he makes a good point there. So there's definitely some insider stuff going on. Vanguarding what? It's not offering Bitcoin ETF. So would it be an XRP ETF after the Ethereum ETF? Well, Bank of England already completed the proof of concept with Ripple. Crypto regulation came into force in the UK on January 8th, just a few days ago. Bank of England, the head of Bank of England tells Parliament Bitcoin is too inefficient for use. Bank of England Governor Andrew Bailey says the integration of cryptocurrencies into the global financial system has stalled. Perhaps it is real that everything is about to start in the UK and that Ripple is going to start to, come into play. So XRP has been underperforming. Why is that? Well, it doesn't mean it's dead. No, it means there's some sort of suppression going on where they're keeping it low so the elite can accumulate more. That's my guess. I could be completely wrong, but this game, guys, the precious metals market, gold and silver, very manipulated. Stock market, very manipulated. Real estate, it's manipulated. It's been hyperinflated. Virtually everything on this planet is manipulated. The only way that you can beat the matrix or beat the system is to take control of your mind, your expectations, your emotions, and your actions. You can't control who gets elected, Democrat or Republican. So to freak out over that and to debate your parents or your siblings over Thanksgiving or Christmas or birthdays and to argue with each other, I think is the stupidest thing you possibly do as a human being. It's a waste of your time. You should be focusing all of your energy on personal development, on learning new skills, whether that's trading, building a business, creating passive income, and accumulating as much as you possibly can of the productive assets that are going to be manipulated to the upside, okay? So while XRP is being manipulated, if it is being manipulated, I'm not going to confirm or deny that, but to the downside, and if we were to see a sell-off to any of these upward trending supports right here, the level that I'm watching for XRP is 54, 55 cents. This has been like the Berlin Wall of resistance since September of 2022, March of 2023, June of 2023, you saw multiple rejections. Then we broke through it, post lawsuit, XRP has the clarity, but then it crashes right back down below it, struggled to break above it again multiple times, consolidated at it, broke back above it, and is now testing it as support. So the key here that we need to have happen for the XRP price is to hold this as support and break this downward trending resistance. If we break this downward trending resistance to the upside, that is great news for XRP, because then I believe, we could continue pushing upwards through this bull market. But if we don't, we break it to the downside, and we also break simultaneously this upward trending support, the next stop would be down within this range right here, anywhere between 46 cents to 50 cents to bounce off of this macro upward trending support that it's been holding since June of 2022. So if Bitcoin comes down, guys, to 31 to 33K, I would expect XRP to come down as well too. The altcoin market would bleed out in the short term. As I showed you in yesterday's video, go back and watch that video. When Bitcoin crashed going into the halving, it crashed. It was like 30%. The altcoin market crashed 39%, but then it rallied out of here and then it pulled 170x for the entire altcoin market back in 2016. And so I would expect something like this to take place for XRP. One final shakeout event, bring the price down to 47, maybe even bring it below this, liquidate a lot of people that are going to long XRP at this level, and then boom, break out of here really, really fast. So we could have one liquidation event down to 40 cents, maybe down to 35 cents, depending on how deep the correction is for Bitcoin in the altcoin market. I would expect it to be bought up really, really fast. So if you guys aren't already holding XRP and you're looking for a good time to enter XRP, watch for a shakeout event. Now, does that mean you should be bearish long term? No. In the short term, people are taking profits, but we still have to wait. The reason why I don't think XRP is going to break out until like April, May, it might start getting some traction a little earlier as the hype from the Ethereum ETF starts to transition into, okay, well, what would be another ETF? That'd be XRP. It would be like Chainlink, XRP, maybe Solana with the VCs that are pushing for that with their insider connections to, BlackRock, Van Eck, and all that stuff, because a lot of the VCs have money in Solana. So and they're friends with a lot of these companies, guys, and the owners of the companies that have pull with like Larry Fink and stuff. So, maybe Solana, Chainlink, XRP, I would expect those to be some of the top ones that would get the traction. So there's a lot of non-disclosures being signed as well too, where they can't talk about this type of stuff. Like you go on media platforms and you see news anchors talking about it. You even saw the video I played yesterday with Larry Fink. Larry Fink was talking about distributed ledger technology, being able to, transfer money virtually instantaneously overseas. He's talking about the XRP ledger. He's talking about XRP, but he's not saying the words XRP, because then the price would spike and his insider buddies and the people at BlackRock wouldn't be able to still accumulate XRP while it's low. Now, James Filan, he posted this saying, Ripple versus the SEC. Ripple has filed a motion for extension of time, requesting additional 2 days until January 19th to respond to the SEC motions to compel. So what's going to happen here is just going to be back and forth, like delay. We got to wait 2 days or 7 days to file back this paperwork. Then they file a response to that. Then they file a response. And so by April 29th, so January, February, March, April. So 3 to 4 months we have to wait until this lawsuit's over. But while this is happening, guys, behind the scenes, massive moves are being made as they're preparing the payment rails to get ready for XRP.
There's a discussion surrounding crypto replacing SWIFT. So we did speak earlier where you mentioned that it's not necessarily about replacing SWIFT, it's about complementing it. So let's get some more information on this.
Okay. I used to work for SWIFT. I was SWIFT for 20 years, so SWIFT is flowing through my veins. SWIFT is the preeminent messaging system for the financial industry, which covers, say, payments, FX, trade, in terms of securities, etc., Nostra reconciliations, etc. What we're looking with the crypto, though, is where SWIFT would have a store and forward system for most of its payment transactions, where you need service level agreements that in a certain time I will do something, but payment turns up at a certain time during the day. Here we're looking at the new network styles, which allow instant, real-time movement of the funds and visibility of those funds as well. So we would not have a situation where banks need to come back to you and say, have my funds arrived? It's 3 days later. I need to find out or find query messages moving around the network. There's nothing like that. I don't believe Ripple is going to replace SWIFT. Ripple is one of the complementary networks, which is going to allow those institutions who need real time to make use of that. And I think we're also seeing that SWIFT are changing their network capability so that real time will be a possibility as well. But we may also see Ripple XRP moving across the SWIFT network as a currency when we're perhaps using something like FX.
So there you have it, guys. When they're ready, potential XRP ETF, even regardless if there's not an XRP ETF, they're getting ready to integrate it with the entire global financial system. So you guys are early. Even if it takes another 6 months, 12 months, 1 year, 2 years, who cares? You're going to be alive a lot longer than 2 years. And so what we need to do right now is we need to get in our truck, turn the keys, back it up, beep, 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 boom, back it into the bank, grab the bags, pack them and stack them, leave no bags left behind, because the spending power of the dollar is going to continue to go down in value. That's a fact based on inflation. Blockchain technology, distributed ledger tech is going up in interest. That's the truth. And together, you know where we're going. We're going camping on the beaches of the moon. So I'll see you guys on the next video. I'll see you on bullrunners.com, where you will discover our top altcoin picks first and get early bird access to our financial education platform when that's released. You don't need any crypto trading experience, okay? You could be grandma watching this video. You could be grandpa watching this video. No experience at all. You don't have to know anything about crypto. All you need to know what to do is to go to bullrunners.com, put in your email address, join our newsletter. You're going to get the breaking news updates first, because we like to give you the best news to help you prepare for the worst that's yet to come in this economy, because all we've known and all I've known since I've been alive is a bull market, guys. And so what's going to happen while, if you're in your 30s while you're alive, you're going to experience one of the craziest crashes of all time in your lifetime. Now, whether it happens within the next 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, it's coming, and you have to be ready for it. You got to be ready. So financial education is the key. And so I'll see you on the next video. I'll see you on bullrunners.com. As always, you know what to do. Stay bullish.